Can we look at City Liverpool tomorrow? And then let's quickly look at the Champions League and the pairings. That's very interesting.
Champions League pairings and then City Liverpool.
Yeah.
Like,
have it? Okay. Yeah, Fifi.
The discussion around everything now going forward, like yesterday, if you listen to the full tape of Enzo Maresca, he says that now every team has a target. And a target is to get something. And I'm starting that with the City.
Probably that's why he's not set a target for it.
Exactly.
He just realized it.
No, he's now, at this point of the season, everybody's playing for something. No?
Okay, anyway.
City will play for either the top 4 to win the league. Mm-hmm. Then I think that I want to pick it from somewhere. Arsenal has a very good chance of winning the league this season. Last season, at this very same time, Arsenal, Liverpool.
That's very disrespectful.
Oh, you don't mind if he does it every time.
Arsenal. That's very, very disrespectful.
And to me too.
And to Fifi, that's very, very disrespectful. But you finished. Why didn't you see what he did? What did I do? He chuckled and then
I said, then I just same as the F off.
No.
Then I just same as the F off.
No. What I did was not for Arsenal and Fifi, please.
So it was told
I was just stepping out to go and handle it.
So you finished.
So somebody can say on the program.
He didn't say it.
So we can't say on the program.
Look, Fifi, you come in.
They're like the same as F off, but you are saying it to me. I'll give you red card. So last season at the same time, Liverpool at the same point with 60 points last season.
Okay.
Man City was second with 56 points at the very same time last season. Arsenal were in third with 55 points. Aston Villa were fourth with 49 points. This season, 61 points Liverpool. Arsenal 53 points. Nottingham Forest 47. Man City 44. So it means that if you are going strictly by mathematics, it's still possible for somebody to catch Liverpool this season. Liverpool are playing tomorrow against Manchester City. I think that Real Madrid dealt City a huge blow in the conversation of the Champions League. And I think that for me, that was probably the most disastrous performance I've seen from any Pep Guardiola side. It was so bad.
They made the win too easy.
For Madrid. They were very toothless, no press up front. They allowed Madrid to run through them. And especially when they were coming off a game where they had beaten Newcastle by that margin, I was expecting that they would put in a good fight against Real Madrid. But then it did not happen. They are going to play against Arne Slot's Liverpool. That is very, very good. That plays similar to Real Madrid, a team that constantly go direct into the channels and find Mohamed Salah. Like the way Madrid will consistently want to find Kylian Mbappe and Vinicius Jr. for Liverpool, it's about finding Salah. It's about finding these players in the channels to head them. And when we were going into the game, I earmarked about 2 things that I said, okay, Pep would have to look at. One, the physicality of his team in terms of how he can win duels in the middle of the park, because it's very important and it's something that he had been speaking about for a very long time. He spoke about the fact that his team lacked the needed physical profile to play in such matters. And when he was going into the game against Madrid, he had a certain Nico Gonzalez. But to be very honest with you, I was unimpressed with what Nico Gonzalez did in the middle of the park for Madrid, for City on the day. He didn't give them that physical balance. He didn't win duels for them. In fact, Ceballos, Tchouaméni, and then the other Madrid midfielders really run routes around him, and it was a little bit too easy for him. So I don't think that, again, today City will have the physical profile to match against Gravenberch, McAllister, and even Domenico Szoboszlai when he starts for Liverpool. Again, one of the big issues is going to be who deals with Mohamed Salah from out wide. It's the same as who was handed the task to deal with Vinicius Jr. from out wide when he played against Real Madrid over the weekend. And you realize that at halftime in the first leg, before halftime, it was Akanji that was starting. Akanji picked that injury, brought on Rico Lewis. Rico Lewis could not manage Vinicius Jr. very well. It led on to the final goal at the Etihad for Madrid. Now, in the second leg, he threw in the young Kosinov, the first Uzbek to play in the English Premier League, to come and deal with the threat that Vinicius Jr. and even Mbappe, when they rotate, come with. And he couldn't hold his own. I think I was very sorry for the young Uzbek and then how he held his own against Madrid at the Santiago Bernabeu. But that is the level in which he has gotten to, and it makes it very tough. For me, I think that City are not in a good place, and I fancy Liverpool to go through and get the maximum points against Liverpool. If it's about the Champions League, let me just
before you get there.
Yeah.
I don't know whether you want to maybe take a bite on some of the matches coming up.
Yeah. So it's for me. If you look at the Premier League table and you look at the number of points, difference between the first team and the second team. It's eight points, right? And Liverpool have played more games than all the clubs in the Premier League now. So Arsenal wins and the point difference will whittle down to only 5 points. But the point I'm making is that if you look at Premier League and the history of the Premier League, from 6 to 12 points leads, teams that have taken 6 to 12 point leads, it's only on one occasion that team has not been able to win the league. And that was Newcastle as far back as 1995-96. They led by 12 points after 25 games, but ended up placing second. But if you look at the other team that are 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 7, 7, 6 points after a difference between them and the second team, all of them have gone on to win the league. So apart from Newcastle 2004-2005, Chelsea led by 11 points after 25 games, placed first. 2020-21, Manchester City 10 points, first. 2012-13, Manchester United 9 points, first. 2016-17, Chelsea 8 points, first. 93-94, Man United 7 points, first. 2014-15, Chelsea 7 points, first.
So it will go on and on.
Yeah, so that is it. So the only team that has not been able to win the league after getting more than 6 or to 12 points difference between them and the second place was Newcastle as far back as 95-96. You get what I'm saying? So if you look at Liverpool now, and I think that if Pep maybe will be thinking that he's also meeting Liverpool at the wrong time, just like he met Arsenal, and the way Arsenal destroyed them, Arsenal destroyed their team. His team is not up there yet, and that is one reason why I think that Pep, given the way he is and his temperament and everything, what he's been able to achieve in football, will stay at Manchester City to make sure that he corrects the wrong before finally, if he wants to leave, he leave.
Okay. But
as it stands now, I mean, on any day, I'll put Liverpool ahead of City in terms of the way they are playing. Even when they struggled to draw the last game that they played, I think they had a lot of chances. Darwin Núñez could have buried the game for Liverpool in that game, but he just flapped the chance, just like he's done almost all the time. So I think that Liverpool, for me, has they have what it takes on any day,
a better chance of winning the
league. Any day to take care of Manchester City.
All right, now let's do the Champions League. England has 3 representatives in the last round of 16. Spain have 3, Germany have 3, France have 2 teams, Holland have 2 teams. We have one from Italy, one from Portugal, and one from Belgium. Now let's look at the pairings and let's look at the halves and see who's got a better chance in there. But for Arsenal, I'm just praying that Atletico can eliminate Real, and then we'll also possibly eliminate PSG.
So you don't want to face
and
Real?
Avoid Real when we get to the
quarterfinals.
No, at all. Honestly, I don't.
But Atletico Madrid is also a very tough team.
Yeah, no, they are, and I'm not even saying that PSV can be pushovers as well. They are also quite dangerous. But anyway, if you get PSV end of it is better than maybe getting a Bayern Munich or Atletico Madrid. Fee?
Yeah, I think that's what you're saying is spot on. When you look at the halves, Arsenal are in a very, very good half. I have a funny confidence in Arsenal, even if they meet Madrid, depending on the players that are available.
I was going to say that.
If everybody is available, I think this Madrid side is beatable, and I've said it several times. They end up winning. I end up being wrong, but I think that they are very, very beatable. But Arsenal have a very good draw. If you look at the other big teams who are in there, Arsenal have a very good draw in PSV end of it. And whether home or away, you fancy Arsenal to go in there and get a job done. The fact that Arsenal are playing the first day away from home at Eindhoven is a very, very good one for them. Also, Atletico de Madrid. I think that's going to be keenly contested. They've already met twice this season. Madrid 2 times draw. If you speak to the Madrid fans, they say that this is the best draw for them. I don't know why they say that. Because they know how to play against Atletico de Madrid, and because they won't travel for so long. They'll stay in Madrid and play the 2 games. But it's going to be really exciting. This season, in the running for the Spanish La Liga, Elche's Atletico de Madrid are also in there. The 2 games ended in a 1-1 draw. And this is going to be one of those games that will probably be good. But those red cards and accumulation of cards means that Jude Bellingham will not play in the first leg. That's going to go on at the Civitas, at the Santiago Bernabeu.
Yeah.
And that's also another advantage for Atletico de Madrid. Yes, there are no away goals, but the fact that Atletico de Madrid get to play the final stretch in their own home turf at the Civitas Metropolitano, it's a good one. I mean, if you are going to Madrid away, it's a little bit tricky. So Atletico Madrid will count their stars in there. Paris Saint-Germain against Liverpool. That's a mouth-watering encounter.
Yeah.
I've said several times that Paris Saint-Germain wanted to go to the top of winning the Champions League by using the elevator when they went on to try and get the Galacticos, the big name players, to come in. That hasn't worked. Under coaches like Thomas Tuchel, Ancelotti, all of them have tried, it didn't work. In fact, the farthest they could go under Tuchel was to go to the final, where a boy from Paris Saint-Germain's own academy, who was a Bayern Munich, Kingsley Coman, scored the only goal that won Bayern that league during the COVID times. So Paris have tried several times, they've not won it. This time they say that they want more of, not so much average, but not too much of big names, but in players that will come together to form a team. And you realize that they have tried to do something like that. I have questions with their goalkeeper, Gigi Donnarumma, but the two centre backs, Pacho and then Marquinhos, have been fairly decent in terms of their pair. If you look at their fullbacks that they have, they play Nuno Mendes over there and the Achraf Hakimi. These are two good guys. In the middle of the pack, for me, I think that's where their strength is even before the attack. The job that João Neves, Martin, Warren Zaire-Emery, Fabian Ruiz, what's his name? All of those guys, Vitinha are doing the middle of the pack, for me, is very, very good. And they seem to get that balance on the ball, off the ball, and the physicality that they need to win duels. And also up top, you realize that there is quality. A centre forward now in Gonzalo Ramos. Ousmane Dembele is the most informed attacker in Europe since the turn of the year. He has more goals than even Kylian Mbappe as it stands now. And since November, Paris Saint-Germain have not lost a single game. So they have been very, very good. Desire Doué, the small French boy, is doing a good job. Added Vicha Kvaratskhelia to it in January, and I think that is good for them. Against Liverpool, very tricky. But if Paris Saint-Germain can edge past Liverpool, then they have a huge chance. That's going to be difficult. But playing against Liverpool, there's always an opportunity for you.
Yeah.
I think Liverpool give chances. If Paris Saint-Germain take their chance and they do well, they can do well. Of course, Aston Villa are going to play against Club Brugge. The story Club Brugge are writing in the Champions League is very nice. And that is why I will not give too much advantage to Aston Villa in my thoughts. I think that Club Brugge have gone through a patch where nobody thought that they would go to Bergamo and eliminate Atalanta, especially when they had lost won the first day by just 2-1. But they went in there and they totally annihilated the Italian side. So Unai Emery is very experienced in playing in European competitions, but he has to be careful with his Club Brugge side, and I think it's going to be interesting.
So that's the half where we have Madrid, Arsenal, Club Brugge, and Liverpool. Yeah. That's the other half.
There's a possible semi-final of Paris Saint-Germain or Liverpool versus Madrid or Atletico de Madrid or Arsenal. Wow. Yeah. That's going to be interesting.
Sure. All right. Now, the other half is Bayern Munich, Leverkusen, Feyenoord, Inter Milan. We have Borussia Dortmund, Lille, and Benfica, Barcelona. Barca seems to have gotten a very cool half, isn't it?
Also interesting. Very, very interesting. They went away to the Dalu. They were almost losing that game. They did a remontada and they won by 5-4. So, fairly interesting. Also, good one for Barcelona. Dortmund, Lille is a game of equals. This season, Lille have been very, very good. In fact, better than Dortmund. Just that in recent times, when Niko Kovac took over as the manager of Dortmund, they started winning again. But for me, the most interesting one is Bayern Munich and Leverkusen.
Yeah.
Since Vincent Kompany came in, he has had 2 draws against Leverkusen and 1 win, the last one that they played. So he seems to have a good hand on Xabi Alonso in the competitions that they are playing in the German Bundesliga. How that will pan out in the Champions League is a different story. But Bayern themselves aren't playing particularly too well. I mean, if you watch Bayern games against Celtic, they struggled. Celtic got a goal, then nearly pushed the game to extra time until Alphonso Davies was lucky to get some goal in there. So it makes it very open for Leverkusen. Delaba, I'm very happy that my team that I'm supporting the Champions League this season, Inter, are getting a chance to play against Feyenoord. So Feyenoord have eliminated, the Dutch boys have eliminated 2 Italian teams. Feyenoord eliminated Milan, and then PSV eliminated Juve. So now Inter has a chance to do a revenge for the Italian side, and I think that they are going to do that against Feyenoord.
All right, it's 14 minutes after 7 here on your superstation, Love 99.5 FM. So you heard us, the discussion on the foreign front. Now you can start calling 03-220-83596, 83597. Chelsea are playing Aston Villa. We have Manchester United, Everton. West Ham will be playing against Arsenal. All these matches today. Tomorrow we have Liverpool, Man City. Who wins that game? It's a big one at the Etihad. 03-220.